Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use RIehle cinematic effect on your action photo. Here is my action photo that I took a couple weeks ago at our celebration that we had. It's obviously of the cheerleaders. What you're going to do first is go into Schoology. If you have not already gone and downloaded the RIehle cinematic effect, you need to do that. It is either under the actions folder in Schoology, and it is also linked to the assignment as well. Remember, the first thing that we do is crop. So I'm going to crop, and I've thought about this quite hard, and I'm actually going to crop kind of the cheerleaders at their waists because I don't like all the stuff that's in the background when I crop them at their feet. So I'm going to hit enter. I cropped this at 5:7 at a 300 resolution. I wanted the 5:7 because this is more of a long photo than a boxy photo. An 8:10 is for more of a boxy photo. So I'm going to hit enter. And I'm going to zoom in. Command plus and command minus, zoom in and zoom out. That's a nice little shortcut for you. And then I'm going to run Ashley's clean actions on it because I always want to run a nice clean action on it first. That's going to clean things up and brighten things up. So I'm going to press play and I'm going to run that. I like that. I'm going to go into my layers. I can adjust those if I want to. I'm going to leave that one on. I'm going to flatten. I can flatten here or I can flatten up at layers. So now my image is flattened. Yes, I would like to discard those. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to go into RIehle's cinematic action. Whoops, sorry. And it's under my Ashley's clean actions. And I'm going to open that up because remember, we cannot run an action from the folder. There can be lots of actions in a folder like your PW actions. And now I'm going to press play. And it says adjust the exposure bar to liking or leave as is. And I'm going to press stop. Okay. Now, where's the exposure bar? I don't see an exposure bar anywhere. The exposure bar is located under your adjustments. Okay, if I just click on adjustments, it's already going to be on that because the action stopped us there. So now I can make the exposure more exposed or less exposed. This is the default. I would suggest upping the exposure, not lowering the exposure. I'm just going to up it just a little bit, and then I'm going to go back to my action, which is in here, and it stopped right here. So now I'm going to press play again. And now it says use a soft edge brush on the layer mask to go over everything you want to be clear. Press play when done. Okay, so I'm going to hit stop again. And I'm going to go back into my layers, and here is the layer mask. Notice that my layer mask is selected. I know it's selected because it has the squares, the 4 square handles around it. So I'm going to go over to my brush, and this is a soft edge brush. I know it's a soft edge brush because it's fuzzy. You don't want a hard edge, you want a soft edge. I'm going to up my opacity to 100% because it was lower for some reason. And I'm actually going to make a larger brush. And I am going to make the cheerleader, the flyer, not fuzzy. So I'm going to go in here. Oh, it's not doing anything. That's because white is actually on top and I need black. The shortcut to toggle back and forth between black and white is X. So now black will make her not fuzzy anymore. Now I'm going to be really careful because I want the edges to still kind of remain fuzzy, but I don't want the background to not be fuzzy. So a quick way to undo things is Command Z. I just undid this line that I did. Command Z undoes it. Now I'm going to if I control click, I can change my brush size quickly. Maybe. Yep. And then I'm going to go in here and follow her foot. And then I can hit X and go back to my white and I can clean up that background. So what I'm really trying to do is kind of freeze that moment in time. And some of it's a little blurry already because that's kind of the way the picture just was. Better picture far away than it is close up. Sometimes that happens. Okay, so I'm done with that now. And remember, if you went out of bounds, white on top will make it blurry again. See, we're writing on my layer over here. And then black on top will make it clear again. All right, now I'm going to go back to my actions, press play again. It says create a radial gradient on your layer mask to create a vignette. I'm going to hit stop. And that's actually the end of the action. So I'm going to go into my layers again. How do I create a radial gradient? Well, I'm going to click over here on the gradients and make sure that this circle is selected 100%. I'm going to take it and draw a gradient out. I'm going to command minus. Now, my gradient was drawn backwards, so I can command I to invert that, or I can just switch my colors and draw it again. So black needs to be on top for this. Okay, so now we've kind of created, and you can go in, and if you don't really like the percentage of that vignette, you can adjust it. You could take it from the center and go out so you have more on the center, but I like it on my action. So I always take it from the center of my action and then draw out. And then once you get it to be like you want it, then you'll want to flatten your layer. File, save as, and save it as a JPEG. I'm going to save it on my desktop into my assignments for digital camera. I'm going to save it as action. That will be, make sure I have my maximum, press OK, and now I can save this to my desktop and put it on my blog.